Welcome to Conceptual Being the podcast, where the intention is well, but let's be for real. Life gets a little chaotic, and so do we. And that's totally fine. It's fine. You're fine. I'm fine. We're literally fine. And we're all about finding the balance while staying honest with health, wellness, and all the juicy topics that matter. Everyone, welcome back to Conceptual Being the podcast, where the intention is well. My name is Jade, and I will be your host for today's episode. And today's episode is all about the concept of the Great Lock-In. Okay, so first of all, solo episode today, y'all. Hey, I'm excited because the Great Lock-In honestly cracks me up. So if you're not on TikTok or Reddit, because it's also over there, it's probably on Instagram by now. It is basically just a rebrand of last year's winter arc. So it's like you have 90 days until the end of the year. What are you going to do in order to really lock in and make sure that you start 2026 off in the right way? So right now we are in October. So we still have October, November, December. So we basically have 90 days to get all of our lives together. And I love this concept. I really do. But I also there's a give and take, but I'll tell you guys where I'm at right now in life. So first, I'm in Montenegro. Okay, I made it to Montenegro. I did my whole little Croatia trip. And that was a good time with my friends. And now I'm in Montenegro. It is week 4 of me being here. So first podcast episode here alone. And remember, I was like, oh my God, like, I think that this is the place. It is not. Unfortunately, I don't think it is for me. I think that it is the place that I need to lock in. And if y'all have been following me following the journey for the last year, the last solo episode that I did, I was basically giving y'all an update on where things are at, the layoffs, everything. I think I mentioned that I got laid off at the beginning of the year, right? Or last year, right? I think I did. If not, I did. And gave it my best go at being a solo entrepreneur. And was like, I'm going to double down on being a sound healer and running my own brand. And that was my winter arc. If you listened to my winter arc last year, it was very much me popping my shit. I was like, I'm double downing on the person that I am. I don't give a fuck. And then got laid off. And I was like, wait, I didn't mean it like this. I didn't mean it like that. But the universe was like, you said it, you meant it, go do it. And so that is what I have been doing. And I'll be honest with y'all, this is my first time being not just having this much freedom. Went to school for however many years, went to grad school. There was always someone to answer to. Then from school, jumped right into an corporate internship. And from there have been in corporate America until last year. Okay, so this was the first time that I basically was like, I could do whatever I want. And did I ever? The structure was lacking, you guys. The structure was lacking, and it's weird. I was just talking to my best friend, and we're in October now, and I was reflecting. I was crying to her, as entrepreneurs do when they're trying to figure it all out. And she was like, you're a corporate, you grew up in corporate America. So sorry, but you're not used to not having structure. And I was like, ugh, you're right. All this time I've been like, oh, I'm just going to be this free spirit girl. You're a Capricorn moon. What are you doing? What do you mean you're just going to free float it all? It's not been working. And so I really had to sit down with myself, and I was like, all right, I've decided that Montenegro is not going to be the place for me. I've decided that I had to come to terms with it. It's nice. It's a lovely place. There's lots of water, lots of nature and stuff like that. Great. Love that. But there's no Sephora here. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? What? And so I was just kind of like, shoot, I feel it. And for a second there, I was trying to avoid it. I was like, no, give it 2 months, whatever. In my heart, before I had left, I was like, I need to spend 2 months in Montenegro. That's what my intuition was telling me. And so the fact that I was willing to tap out 1 month in I was like, I don't know. I feel like there's something here that I need to get. I don't know. And so I decided maybe last week, I was like, Montenegro isn't the place that I want to live. And that's fine. That's okay. I don't know what I'm doing after this, to be honest with you guys. I don't know where the next place is. The next place is actually home. I'm tired of the like, and it's the holidays, so it's time to pack it up. But I was like, okay, do I go home now or do I stick it out for one more month? And I'm gonna stick it out for one more month. The reason why I'm doing it is because I feel like I need to lock in. And you're probably like, Jade, why can't you do that at home? There is something about me that, like, when I'm home, and when I say home, I mean like back at my parents' home, like I'm home, like in my childhood bedroom, that like doesn't feel challenged. To be honest with you, like I don't feel challenged. I don't feel like I have to push as hard. And I do see myself really blossoming when I outside of my childhood home. I don't know, like I grow a lot. And I think that that's true for a lot of people where it's like you can't grow in the place that you, whatever, right? The whole thing. But you guys know where I'm going with it, right? And so I was like, I'm going to stay. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to do the great lock in. I'm going to start the great lock in Montenegro. And so that I have been doing the great lock in. And if y'all are going to do the great lock in, do it with me. Do it with me. Do it with me. Let me give more context. So basically, from my understanding is there's 90 days left, right? You pick, it sounds like people are picking like three categories that they really want to focus on, which I love. I love not doing too much because I think that when you start to try to change everything all at the same time, it doesn't work. It doesn't stick. It's not sustainable, right? It's like you trying to change over all of your skincare all at one time. I have tried that before. It does not work. It is a mess. You don't know what is working. You don't know what's like cause and effect. You don't know. So you got to do it. I love the idea of doing it slowly. Okay. We're slowly just going to add in these things because we don't want too much pressure at the beginning of the year. So I'm seeing people like they'll choose like I really want to focus on sleep. I really want to focus on being active. I really want to focus on my digital time, like how much social media I'm using. Like it's like the common things that would typically be like a New Year's resolution or something like that. But we don't really want to do New Year's resolutions in January anyway. If you're like me, I'm more of like a spring girl, but I can appreciate a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of here and there with it. I think I'm in the in between. I'm like, no, I don't believe in the new year in January, but I'm like, but we need to lock in right now. So take that, like, however you want to. But I'm seeing people use those as kind of like their main categories and they're focused on just making small changes. And I think that that is very important, making sure that you're making small changes so you don't feel overwhelmed, right? Because sometimes you'll get so excited, and that's what happens for New Year's resolutions too, where you're so excited, you're like, I'm gonna do this, and this. And then it comes like January 15th, and you're like, shucks, I didn't do it. And so I give up. So don't do too much. In life? No, I'm just kidding. But for this, I would say if you're gonna do the great lock in, try not to do too much, try not to put too much pressure on yourself. The other thing that is kind of conflicting as well about the great lock in is that's the natural time for you to like go inward, like get cozy, hibernate. You might not be feeling too energetic, you know what I'm saying? Like it might not be like summertime or springtime when you're like the sun's out, like let me get my life together. It's winter time. It's cold outside. And so I said this in the last winter arc episode too. If you are not feeling it and you're like, girl, it's cold outside, I'm not doing any of those things. I'm just trying to make it through seasonal depression. I respect that. I respect that because I am also like, I don't know how I'm going to do this because it's getting kind of cold outside in Montenegro. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. And that's one of the reasons why Montenegro isn't the place for me. Because I was like, what do you mean it gets cold? What do you mean it gets cold when I'm here? Why am I always chasing the sun and the sun's always running from me? It doesn't make any sense. If you are going to do the winter arc and you're fighting like seasonal depression and everything like that, try not to be too hard on yourself. Like if you need to take it slow, take it slow. That's okay. Any progress is good progress, right? Now that we know what the great lock-in is, we know why it matters. Let's talk about my great lock-in goals, shall we? So you can kind of see where I'm coming from here. Because I'll be honest with y'all, I was full of shit all those the last 10 months. Yeah, that was the most chaotic I've ever been in my entire life, I fear. And it really shows. Like I was all over the place and I am ready to lock in. And so my first lock in, I completed deleted TikTok. It's gone off of my phone. I emptied my drafts, I unloaded the clip, and then I deleted the app. Because, and I've known this for so long, and I'm talking like 4 or 5 years. Like, I've been like, Jade, please just delete TikTok. It's not helpful for you at all. And I am so aware of myself to say that I do not have the mental strength to just post and then close the app. I don't have that. If I open that app, I'm on the app. I'm sorry. Like, I doom scroll like no one's business, like nobody's business. I will wake up in the morning. It gives fiend. It really does. And it's like my least cute habit. And I know that. And I know that it is really ruining my life. And if you're like that, hey. Yeah, I had to delete the app. It was ruining me. I could keep Instagram on my phone because it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. It's not as compelling as TikTok. TikTok sucks me in. It sucks me in, and I'm captured. It has me by the throat. It just does something weird to me. And so I deleted TikTok. I knew that that was the first thing that I had to do. And if y'all have been listening to the show for a while, this is not my first time deleting TikTok. It is not. I have done this multiple times, a digital detox, and I always come out being a better person. Unfortunately, I would love to not have to do this and still grow as a person, but apparently there's no in between for me on this one. So TikTok had to go. It was the first thing. It's gone until November 8th. That is my pledge. And then even after that, what's great is it's like the first week that I'm like having withdrawals like a fiend. And then after that, I'm like, oh, you know what? It's not so bad. I guess I'm okay. And then when it comes for me to download the app again, which you're like, Jade, no one's putting like a to your head. You don't have to download the app. I don't know. Something in me is just like, it's time. It's time. And I get back on there and I'm like, ugh. It's like eating junk food after you've been eating sweet green for like a couple months and you're like, ugh, why did I even do this to myself? This is so ugly. And then you're like, actually, it kind of slaps. But you feel gross. I do feel gross every time I take a digital detox and then get back on. I'm like, ugh, you guys don't even know I've grown so much as a person. But I'm here, I'm doing the thing. So that's the first thing. I actually wrote down an entire schedule for myself because I'm in Montenegro. I've just decided to treat it as a wellness retreat, great lock in. So that's what the great lock in retreat. That's what I'm calling it here. And basically, no TikTok. So now I'm not waking up and doom scrolling in the morning, which is lovely. I wake up, I listen to a podcast. That's number one. It has to be like an uplifting podcast in the morning time because that's the first thing that we are listening to while I make my coffee or green tea or whatever I feel like in the morning. Then the next thing that I have added, this is a part of my great lock in, is gentle movement. Okay, so if you guys were listening a couple episodes ago, I was really talking about how I was really into dancing in the morning. And I love doing that, but I think I also need to have some options. So I added in yoga, and y'all know I'm also a yoga instructor, or I was a yoga instructor. I guess once you're a yoga instructor, you're always a yoga instructor, right? But I haven't taught a class in a while and I miss it. And I know that when I do yoga, like I feel better, but something in me the last like 10 months have been really I've just been out of flow, you guys. I've been completely out of whack. It's been not cute at all. And I was like, all right, so the options in the morning for gentle movement are dance or yoga. And there's water right outside of my Airbnb. So going to do yoga by the water is really beautiful. I am trying to spend more time by the water. And I know you guys are like, Jade, you're spending time in nature by the water. It's honestly like an outdoor mall outside. So I don't know if I would call it in nature, but there's a lot of water and it's really pretty. So that is the morning. And then going to the gym. I am going to the gym. After yoga, I'm doing meditation, but y'all know sound healer here, we do it. But when I was back home for the last couple of months, I want to say when I got back home in June, I think it was June, from June to August. You guys are going to eat me up for this. You're going to be like, Jade, I stopped meditating. I convinced myself that there was nothing to meditate on, which maybe so, but honestly, it did feel, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, it did feel like you know, when you're just doing something just to do it, and I know you're like, Jade, it's kind of like exercising your mind. It wasn't doing that for me. And I'm so sorry to say that, but I needed to take a break. I did. I felt guilty the entire time that I was taking a break, but it was like I needed to pause everything. Like something I just needed to take a break from trying to figure things out. And I feel like when I'm sitting with sound bowls and sitting in meditation, it's a lot. And I felt like there was already, like, I just needed a break. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm so sorry. Like, don't eat me up. Don't be like, oh, she's a terrible sound healer because she took a break from sound healing. I felt that that was the right thing for me to do, but the entire time I felt guilty too. Like I was just like, it's like missing your child or something. Like I would assume you're like, Jade, you don't have a baby and you don't like kids. How do you know that? I would assume that it's like, I was just like looking at, like, I felt like I put like baby in a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, stay over there. I'll come back to you when sorry. But I mean, to be honest with you, it worked. Like I missed it so much that I was so excited. Like, that I was like, all right, we're back. So I'm back to doing meditations, also back to making high vibrational water, which basically is like when I'm doing sound healing, I just pour water into the bowl and I'm saying, whispering sweet nothings into the bowl. Really, they're just affirmations and everything that I want to infuse the water with. And then I pour it into a water bottle and I drink it for the rest of the day. So it's like high vibrational water because the sound is charging the water, right? Then I go to the gym. Then lunch. Lunch was when I was watching Love Island Games because I don't like to, let's not pretend like I'm just this straight and narrow girl. I was watching Love Island, girl. I was watching Love Island, but now Love Island Games is done. But I think Love Island Australia is coming back. So if you're going to watch that, that might be my new lunchtime activity. And then start work at 1, which I was like, you know what, Jade, you're kind of living the life. Like that is beautiful that you can wake up at 7, take the entire morning time to just focus on yourself and getting your life together and then start work. But I start work at 1 and that is focus time. That is, and when I was traveling, like I didn't have a set schedule. Like it felt like everything was off and like some days I would work, some day. What gets me is I'm surprised that like I'm like I don't know why entrepreneurship is so hard, girl, because you were an entrepreneur and you were chilling. You were taking I'm serious now. It's serious now. Okay, you guys, it's not funny anymore. Whatever. So now 1 to 5 p.m. That's solid work time. Solid work time. Also, I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. Like now I feel like I have a clear, like, okay, where you're going with it. Sometimes you just have to give yourself time to figure things out. And I think maybe I took the last 10 months to figure things out. And I did feel guilty the entire time. Like I was like, Jade, what are you doing? You need to have this all together. But sometimes you figure it out when you figure it out. And there's no rushing that. Sometimes you have to learn about yourself before you can really create something. And I think that I had to do that. I think I had to sit with myself. So there's that. All right. So then after that, going for a walk, because I need to go outside. At this point in time, it's like 5 o'clock. I need to go outside. I'm trying to socialize, you guys. I am. I really am. I say that as like when I go outside, I like have 2 big headphones on. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me. I don't want to talk to anyone, but whatever. Then I come back. I'm trying to really understand a couple of things that I think are interesting just personally. And so that from 5 to 6 o'clock is like my research time of just really, it allows me to go into a YouTube like spiral hole if I want to, but not on like pop the balloon. If you know, you know, but like on like I'm trying to understand like physics or something. So that is my like Jade, you can spiral time. By that time, somewhere in between the 5 and 6 o'clock time, I would have also eaten dinner because I've determined I need to eat dinner before 6 o'clock. Then after that, I started a Substack, and this is my version of journaling. If you guys know, I'm not good at journaling. I'm not good at journaling, but I am good at blogging. I am good at blogging. The entire concept will being brand started off as a blog, and it didn't start off as a well-being blog. It started off as like it doesn't matter. We don't need to go there. Just know I like blogging. And I think that if I blog, you can't see right now if you're not watching the YouTube video, but I just did air quotations. I think I'm like journaling, but I'm blogging. That's the best way that I can describe it. But I'm really just trying to figure some things out right now and really trying to connect all the things that I've learned about myself in the last year or two together in order to make a cohesive offering or brand. I don't know. I'm still figuring things out. You guys, I'm just figuring it out. I'm just figuring it out. So 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, right on Substack. And that's like every day, every other day, right? We don't need to do too much. There's like the afternoon time or the evening time, that's kind of my like play around time. So then after that, I started EFT tapping. I started EFT tapping, you guys. I did start EFT tapping. And sometimes I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be like, where has life led me? Where has life honestly led me? How did I get here where I feel the need to tap on my face? Like, where did I'm like, girl, you're so far down. But I know it works. I know it works. But I'm just like, girl, like the concept of it, I like maybe need to do an entire episode on EFT tapping once I like fully understand it, or maybe we can find a guest on EFT tapping because I know it works. But sometimes I'm like, are you desperate? That sounds terrible, but like the concept of like me just standing in front of the mirror being like, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. I'm like, how did we get here? How did I, Jade Anise Barrett, get to the point in life where I have to stand in front of my mirror for 7 minutes and tap on my face and I have to put a sound bowl on top of my, you know what, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? But and I will let you guys know if it works because right now I'm like 1 week into EFT tapping, but there's no shade on EFT tapping at all. I'm just like, it blows my mind. If you would have told me 2 or 3 years ago, I would be standing in front of the mirror watching Tap with Brad tapping on my face before I go take a shower, I would have been like, you're nuts. Please, whatever you're on, I want some. So that's where we're at. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that's EFT tapping, shower time, the whole thing. And then now I feel like I'm doing too much. I really do. And I feel like all of these things are interchangeable. I'm not saying that I need to do all of these things in one day. This is the ideal day. This is the ideal day structure. So after that, breath work, which I have not added in, but I feel like I should. So I have that listed. Yeah. And then go to bed at 9:30, be in bed by 9:30. So my lock in consists of no TikTok, meditating, gym, EFT tapping, and breath work in bed by 9:30. That is my great lock in. And I feel like that is the way for me to get to being the best version of myself. I think that schedule will really help lock things in for me. Oh, yeah. I think that starting now to really set that routine in motion so that I feel comfortable when January 2026 comes, which my God, I think that I'll feel good about myself. If I can keep this up for 90 days, and I believe that I can. I think that all of these things are really good things for me to have in my arsenal, but I honestly think that as long as I don't log my dog ass back on TikTok, this is extremely doable. The only reason why I do not do this is because I am mindlessly scrolling. And now that I don't have anything to scroll on, unless I get so like, I don't know, just caught up in reels, which honestly, for me, it's easy for me to close down Instagram or close down YouTube shorts and just be like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Are you really scrolling through YouTube shorts? No shade on YouTube shorts. Okay. I post on YouTube shorts. Matter of fact, if you're listening right now, if you don't follow me on YouTube or Instagram, make sure that you do so, and make sure that you share this episode to whoever you think is a chaotic wellness girly, because we're getting it together this year. Okay. We're getting it together at the end of this year so that next year we're really more together. No pressure though. No pressure. But yeah, make sure that you share this episode and make sure you like and comment on the episode, because it really lets people know like, hey, this episode, this girl, she does not suck. She doesn't suck as a person. You know what I'm saying? You should listen to her too. Oh, yeah. That's my lock-in. And it doesn't feel like a lot, like I said, only because I'm off of TikTok. And I unfortunately might have to stay off of TikTok for the 90 days. I don't know that I can balance all of those. And that's just me being honest with myself. I don't know that I have that in me to do all of these things and then still find time for social media. So let's see. How do we wrap this bitch up in a cute little bow? Why don't you tell me what your great lock-in is going to look like? Maybe tell me if you're going to do 30, 60, or 90 days. and the three categories that you see yourself locking in on. I think that leave it in the comments, or if you want to, follow me on Instagram, and on my next post, you can comment it and be like, hey, because all of my next posts are going to be about this episode anyway. So be like, hey girl, this is what I'm locking in for. Okay. And the thing is, I saw a TikTok before I deleted TikTok, and they were like, lock in. Haven't we been locked in? I was like, I have not. I have not been locked in, and I'm not ashamed to say I was not locked in. I'm not ashamed to say it. So, why don't you also picture yourself in like February 2026? I feel like this is a helpful like way for you to choose what you're gonna what you're gonna lock in for. Picture yourself February 2026. No. Picture yourself May 2026, okay? Because that's like really when things are like you're back outside, the sun is outside, you know what I'm saying? Where do you want to be? Use that as your lock in for now. And if you're not locking in, that's okay. If you're like, girl, cute episode, but I'm going to relax, I also respect that. I deeply respect that. I love rest. We love to rest. And I do want to say, if you're locking in, don't forget to rest. If you're like, gym every day, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to tire yourself out real fast. Do not forget to rest. That's why rest days exist, okay? So don't forget to rest. Be nice to yourself. This is new. Whatever habit you're adding in, it is new. So give yourself time. Don't go too hard for the first like 2 days and then be like, damn, I'm tired. Don't do that, okay? Slow, what is it? Slow wins the race or something like that. I don't know. Wasn't there like a tortoise in the hare or something? And like the tortoise, like the tortoise won. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, the other thing is maybe find a friend that's also locking in and lock in with them and do like the friends unite thing. That's what you do with like your rings when they unite, but there's no one here with me in Montenegro to do that with. But it's okay. It's okay because I'm going to be on Substack writing all this. Oh, that's the other thing. Follow me on Substack. Follow me on Substack. It's at Concept Bean. It is a little, I feel like I'm a good writer. I feel like I'm a good writer. I feel like it's going to be a lot more vulnerable than you've seen on like Instagram or TikTok because I'm treating it as a journal. So just keep that in mind if you do want to follow my Substack. You're going to be like, wait, what the fuck is she talking about? Just go with it. Just go with it. If you're going to follow me on Substack, and I recommend that you do because I think that'll really show my mindset during this lock-in, go ahead and do that. But like I was saying, if you want to find a friend, go ahead and do that. Make sure that you are doing like little check-ins with yourself and making sure that that's still what you want to focus on. I think that that's one thing. Like sometimes you'll start to focus on a goal and you won't really realize like, is this actually what I wanted or did I want something else? And it's okay for you to change your goal halfway through. Again, progress is progress. You know what I'm saying? We ball. It's all right. So let's see. Yeah, I think that that pretty much covers it. Just be realistic too. Don't be like 90 days. I'm going to actually no, fuck that. Don't be realistic. I changed my mind. Don't be realistic. Shoot for the stars. We ball. And you know what? I'm sorry that I even said that. Don't be realistic at all. Choose something that you want deeply in your heart and go for it. I'm sorry that I even put that into your head. Do not be realistic. You go for what you want. If it sounds unrealistic, who fucking cares? Who cares? Okay? Who cares? We're going for it. So you go for whatever you want, okay? You don't have to be perfect. Progress is progress, okay? And I think that that about wraps things up. Yeah. Wait, can I just reflect on me doing a solo episode? And the first time I did a solo episode, I had to record like 7 times because I was like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to talk to the camera. And now look at me all in one shot. I know that's right, girl. So this is progress. This is progress. Oop, this is progress. So I'm very excited about this. I just want to give y'all a heads up on the rest of the year for Concept Bean before we officially end this episode. My vision for the rest of 2025 is they're all going to be solo episodes because I think I have things to say now. I think that I have taken time to cultivate a little bit of a brain up here, and not that I didn't before, but I think that I know what I want to say now. And so for the next 90 days, the episodes will be solo. I will be doing solo episodes and they're going to be about transformation because I think that right now we are in a place where a lot of transformations are occurring. And I want to talk about my transformation as well. Maybe that's also why I feel comfortable being like, I want to talk because I like have experiences that I want to talk about now. But I am also feeling more comfortable to be vulnerable because I see the way that it is helpful. So I'm a little bit more open. So the goal is to really talk about transformation and I'm still figuring out the way I want to structure this. So I don't want to put it out there and then you're like, "Jade, that's not the structure that you said on your lock-in episode." So I'm going to shut it. I'm going to shut it down right now. But know that we will be talking about transformation for the rest of the year and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm excited to see how this comes up. And then at the beginning of the year, we will figure things out. I'm sure there'll be more guests and stuff like that. And I'm super excited for that. But for the rest of the year, transformation and how we're transforming and stuff. And if you have anything that you specifically want to focus on when it comes to transformations, leave that in the comments. I would love to hear from you. With that being said, bestie, I hope that you're locked in. If not, take a break. That's fine too. Either or. We're in the middle. That's fine. But I hope that you have a great day or a great night. And I hope that you're well. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.